Guys, here we go with lesson 7. Now lesson 7 is review from Algebra 1, but I'm going to go over it anyways because it's super important and you will solve a lot in this section. So we're going to be solving linear equations. Remember, the whole goal is to get the variable by itself, and you actually do your order of operations, or reverse actually. It's reverse order of operation. Wow, I spelled itself all wrong. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to do a couple examples with you before lesson practice. We'll keep it really simple in the beginning. So number 1, if I want to solve 2n minus 3 equals 6n plus 25. Now, there isn't a right or wrong way to do it here. So you could move 2n or you could move 6n. Doesn't matter. You could move the -3 or the 25. Doesn't matter who you start with. Just pick something. So I'm going to move -2n to the right-hand side so that I'm grouping the n's together. So this is now gone. So I have -3 equals 6n minus 2n is 4n plus 25. Remember, my goal is to get n by itself, so now that I've grouped the n's, I'm going to move the 25. So again, this zeroed out, now this is 0. That's why I'm circling it, because it's 0. So now I have -28 equals 4n. I would divide by 4, and n equals -7. Okay. Simple review, hopefully. Oh, and I divided 4 by 4 because that is a 1. So I put a straight line through it. So when I circle it, that means it's zeroed out. 4 divided by 4 is a 1, so it cancels. Let's try another one. So 12 parentheses x plus 3 equals 2 parentheses x plus 5 minus 3x. Now, hopefully you remember, parentheses mean that I'm going to need to distribute. So I have to distribute 12 to each term here. So 12 times x is 12x. 12 times 3 is 36. Bring the equal sign down. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 5 is positive 10. And then I'm just going to bring down the minus 3x. All right? Now, you can combine like terms here. I like to move things as I go. So I'm going to subtract 10 from each side so that I can group my real numbers together. So this left, I'm going to keep the, notice I keep the equal sign. In the middle, I did it here as well. So if that helps, I know some people keep it so you can keep things on each side of that bar. So 36 minus 10 is 26. I'm going to still have 12x over here. On the left, I'm going to combine my like terms. 2x minus 3x is -1x. Now, I need to make sure I get all my x's on one side, so I'm going to subtract 12x. This is, again, 0. So 26 equals -1x and -12x make -13. Divide both sides by -13. And x equals a -2. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. Okay? Now, another type of problem I'd like to go over with you is what to do when we get a ton of fractions. So number 3, solve 1/2 x plus 4 equals -2/3 x plus 1/2. Now, I'm going to eliminate, because I don't like fractions, I'm going to eliminate all fractions by multiplying by the least common denominator. Here, so let me zoom out so you can see that. So I'm going to multiply this entire equation by my LCD. So I'm looking for a least common denominator between 2, 3, and 2, which between those three numbers, my least common denominator is 6. So I'm going to multiply the entire equation by 6. Okay, you can use a calculator if you'd like, or you can remember how to multiply fractions. There's an invisible 1 underneath. So 6 times 1/2 x is like saying what's half of 6. So 6 times 1/2 leaves me with 3x. Then 6 times a positive 4 is positive 24 equals 6 times negative 2/3. So remember, I'm multiplying the top, negative 12, over the bottom. It's 1 over 3. So negative 12 over 3 is negative 4x, right? 6 over 1 times negative 2 over 3 is negative 12 over 3, which is negative 4. So that's where I'm getting the negative 4x. 6 times 1/2 is, again, 3. So now look at this nice equation. There's no fractions. I can simply get x on one side and the numbers on the other. So I'm going to add 4x. Again, you could have moved 3x. That's okay. And that gives me 7x plus 24 equals 3. Remember, I'm going to keep the equal sign in the middle. From here, I'm going to subtract 24, so that leaves me with 7x equals negative 21. From here, I would divide by 7. X equals a negative, whoops, that's a weird 3. X equals a negative 3. Right? Not too bad, not too shabby at all. So, we are now going to do our lesson practice, which is on page 45. And here we go. So I'm going to do it in red so it sticks out in the notes. Part A was to solve 8t minus 21 equals 11. All right, so I'm going to zoom in on my lesson practice. Really simple problem. I didn't do an easy one like this with you because I had confidence you could do it. So I'm adding 21 to each side. So I'm left with 8t equals 32. Divide by 8, and t equals 4. Okay, notice I boxed my answers so that it's really clear that we have a solution. All right, part B was 5r minus 12 equals negative 4r minus 30. Now remember, you can pause the video, work it out, compare your answer to mine. So I like to do everything in one step. So I'm going to add 4r, that eliminates him. And at the same time, I'm going to add 12, which eliminates him. So I'm left with one item on each side. 5r plus 4r is 9r. Negative 30 plus 12, you would enter exactly like that. Negative 30 plus 12. Sorry that there's a glare. And I get negative 18. Divide by 9. And r equals a negative 2. Okay? Next one. Let's make sure you can see this. So part C, here, I'll write it on the other side of that red line so you can actually see it. C was 6 parentheses y minus 5. I think my pen is dying, which is so sad. Plus 4y equals 5 parentheses y plus 2. Okay? I don't know how this pen is already running out, but whatever. I'm going to distribute, so 6y minus 30, right? I'm distributing each of these, plus 4y equals 5y plus 10. Let me see if I have a new red pen. And I don't. I think they're all at home. So I'm going to jump in with another color. I'm going to combine like terms. So 10y minus 30 equals 5y plus 10. So I'm going to subtract 5y. So this is gone. So I get 5y minus 30 equals 10. I'm going to add 30. And I'm going to save some paper. I'm going to write up here. So 5y equals 40. Divide by 5. And y equals 8. Okay? I'm sorry. Nope, that's it. Okay, part D. D, they gave us some fractions, so I have negative, solve negative 3/4. I don't know why they gave s, but that's an s. Minus 3 equals 1/3 s plus 1/4. Now, remember, I don't want these fractions, so I'm looking at a common denominator. So the least common denominator between 3 and 4 is 12. So I'm going to multiply everything by 12. So I'm going to do 12 times 3/4, 12 times negative 3, 12 times 1/3, 12 times 1/4. All the way. Okay? So here we go. 12 times negative 3/4. 12 times 3 is negative 36. Divided by 4 leaves me with negative 9s. 12 times 3 is negative 36 equals 12 times 1/3 is just asking you 1/3 of 12, which is 4s. Or you can cross multiply. 12 over 3 is 4. It's up to you. 12 times 1/4, if I cover all of this up, you have 12 over 4, which is just 3. See how nice that works out? No fractions left. All right, so I'm going to add 36 to each side. I have negative 9s equals 4s plus 39. I'm going to move him over. I'm going to subtract 4s. So I have negative 13s equals 39. Divide both sides by negative 13, and s equals negative 3. All right, I believe there is a part E, and you can skip part E. And that concludes our video.